In this episode of the Funeral Report, a well-earned salute. A show of respect through dancing in the streets of Crofts Hill, Clarendon. Eye-catching decor, predominantly red and gold. Several members of the bereaved family came to the funeral in unison, as displayed in their standout fashion.
So everybody after the funeral and everything, they will talk about us. Yeah. The one with the short pants and the one with the frock.
Relatives wanted to give their patriarch Eustace Richards, better known as Mas Roy, a proper send-off, and they did, laying him to rest 6 months after his wife. Both of them are now resting side by side.
We therefore commit his body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
He met Grandma Shirley Russell. They both decided to spend their lives together and later married and shared 9 children together.
Like you lose 2 family members like that within the space of 8 months. So it's very tough on us right now. But they were very good parents.
It was the same mason who built both graves, and the same funeral director prepared both wife and husband for burial.
There are persons I'm very familiar with, very much familiar. The family itself, I'm familiar with them.
Stay with us for details of this, the Funeral Report, right here on the Beacon, the trendsetter in funeral reporting.
Rest in peace, Mama!
I know your life on earth was troubled, and only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You were no stranger to the rain. So go rest high on that mountain. The sun, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shout love for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day you left us. We gathered round your grave to grieve. Wish I could see angels' faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. So go rest high on that mountain. The sun, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shout love for the Father and the Son.
Several relatives there participating in a floral tribute during a funeral service in memory of 86-year-old Eustace Richards, better known as Mas Roy and Cabba, from Crofts Hill District in Clarendon. The send-off happened on a sun-drenched Saturday, January 4, 2025, inside the packed sanctuary where Mas Roy worshipped, Miracle Corner Pentecostal Church of God. Among people who attended the red and gold themed funeral is Nalicia Clark, who did the eulogy for her late grandfather, a farmer who distinguished himself mainly as a donkey trainer and racer, winning several titles during a period spanning just over 70 years.
He went to Paradise Elementary, now called Crofts Hill Primary and Junior High School. His time in school was short-lived because he started riding and stopped going to school, as Dada knew the passion he had for farming and animals and made sure that this was known by all. After leaving school, he started farming, rearing animals, and treating them as a local community veterinarian. He had donkeys, chickens, goats, pigs, cows, and even horses, and you name it, he had it. He loved riding. This was probably his favorite of all his endeavors. He was a jockey. He trained roosters to fight. He butchered animals, and equally, he take care of them as their vets.
In the last few decades of his illustrious donkey racing career, Mas Roy participated mainly in the Independence Day donkey races in his native Crofts Hill and in the Emancipation Day donkey races held in the neighboring Top Hill district in St. Catherine.
Then I was a champion jockey for years and rode races up to age 84. This most time is unheard of, but for a father, grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, brother, uncle, grand-uncle, friend, in-law, he did it. His brother Lloyd and him were competitive racers and they would compete together. Sadly, Lloyd, the younger of the two, died. If an animal was ill or had complications giving birth, somebody would come and call him and he would enthusiastically get ready and go no matter what he was doing. He would go, and let me tell you that this man was a naturally gifted animal doctor and he never went to school to study. He was truly not just a human, but he was man. And no matter how my grandpa infected your life or how you are related to him, I just have to say he played his part. And I truly hope you are touched by his presence, laughter, and his existence here on earth. As Dada got older, my aunts and uncles had to literally force him to stop riding. He did eventually, but not gracefully. Horse racing was another favorite of his, and hence why we all have a jockey in this family today. Uncle Moise, kudos to you.
Mas Roy last won the major title as champion jockey in St. Catherine in 2022 when he was 84 years old. In that same year, 2022, he received two community-based awards. One of them is a plaque from the Crofts Hill Donkey Carnival Committee for his long and dedicated service to the event, and the other award came from the community-based group One Connection, which honored Mas Roy for his stellar service to the Crofts Hill community. And in the end, Mas Roy got a well-deserved salute. Mas Roy's working life was not all about donkeys, horses, and farming. He, at one point, also worked with the then state-owned Public Works Department, and he stood out as a cook in his community.
He was a hard worker who knew his family was paramount, and he ensured that his children were cared for. Most of his life, he spent it in Crofts Hill, but he also lived in Kingston for some time. He also traveled to America occasionally. Outside of his family life, Grandpa enjoyed shooting birds with a slingshot, and I can say he was a professional at aiming and rarely ever missed his target. Some of us were privileged to witness this firsthand, not to mention the enjoyment with him frying, roasting, or boiling these birds into the best soup ever. I can still remember. He loved cockfights and was a superb cock trainer. He was often glorified by his competitors for being unbeatable.
Despite his busy schedule, Masroy made time to attend church and worship his Maker.
Despite his adventures with the things of the world, Dada confirmed in Anglican Church and later baptized at Corner Gate Pentecostal Church, this very church we all attend today. We are eternally grateful to know that he committed himself to God before he departed.
Masroy also committed himself to Shirley Russell, the woman he wedded in Crofts Hill on Friday, October 4, 1985.
He met Grandma Shirley Russell. They both decided to spend their lives together and later married and shared 9 children together, namely Maureen, Gary, Sharon, Narja, Christine, Claudette, Bobette, Jason, and Shane.
In addition to those 9 children that the couple had together, Masroy had another, Renita, and his wife gave birth to a son, Carl, prior to her relationship with Masroy. Masroy and his wife, Miss Shirley, were together long before their 38 years of marriage, which was broken on February 25, 2024, the date the wife died peacefully. Her husband, as shown in this video provided to The Beacon, was among people who attended her funeral in April 2024 and participated in a floral tribute. 6 months after he placed that rose on top of his wife's casket, Masroy also died of an ailment.
Grandma passed away, and shortly after that I was diagnosed with COPD, which took his life on November 1st, 2024 at home here in Crofts Hill. We all are still trying to cope with our painful reality, but his memories, a matter of fact, their memories, will live on through our existence.
After several tributes and of course the sermon, Masroy's funeral service ended, and it was time to remove his casket from the church, destined for the family plot about a mile away.
There's a place in heaven prepared for me when the toils of this life is over. Where the saints are clothed in white before the throne, singing praises forevermore. In my Father's house there are mansions bright. If He said it, then I know it's true. Yeah, there's a place for me beyond the sky. Brothers and sisters, there's one for you. Jesus, He promised me a home over there. Jesus promised
The procession reached the graveside where the final viewing of Mass Roy's body was done.
Our dear brother Eustace Reynolds Richard. We therefore commit his body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It is sure and certain hope of the resurrection through our Lord Jesus Christ, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself.
So long I search for life's meaning, enslaved by the world and my greed. Then the door of my prison was opened by love, for the ransom was paid, I was free. I'm free from the fear of tomorrow. I'm free from the guilt of my past. Oh, I'm trading my shackles for a glorious song. I'm free, praise the Lord, free at last. I am free from the guilt that I carry, from the door, empty life I'm set free. For when I met Jesus, he made me complete. He forgot the foolish child I used to be. I'm free from the fear of tomorrow. I'm free from the guilt of my past. Oh, I'm trading my shackles for a glorious song. I'm free, praise the Lord, free at last. Oh, I'm trading my shackles for a glorious song. I'm free, praise the Lord, free at
The grave was sealed, and Mass Roy, after 8 months, is again at his beloved wife's side.
Well, a part of my heart went when they went. First, my mom, it was so tough. Like, we will travel so often to come and see her because we know she was very sick. And then when she went, I don't know. Then suddenly, I took my dad up with me back to New York to see doctors because we know he was having some complaints and some diagnosis. And then we realized he's very sick more than we thought. So, and while he was there, we've been in and out of hospital, and we he wanted to come home and he realized that there was nothing they could do for him. He was so sick that he didn't even supposed to be on a plane, but we got him down here, and in a month time he passed, and that make like a double murder on us. Like you lose two family member like that within the space of 8 months. So it's very tough on us right now.
One of the persons relishing the fond memories created with the late couple is one of their grandsons, Omari Richards. He said he has been married for 14 years and counting, adding that his grandparents' relationship is a motivation.
Not many people married and stayed for 14 years. So as I said before, if the communication is not there, if the love is not there, if the care for each other is not there, it's not going to work. And seeing how they lived, by even helping each other in the community, and everyone wanted to be around them, put it into perspective in my relationship. It was great.
From little bit of me I come here, so you know about Miss Bob and Cabot. They live loving, I live kind and gentle, and nothing alike. He's a very, very kind person.
My parents teach us love. They teach us to share. Yes, we have this band right now, the 10 of us. Every day we text or call each other. That's how close we are. And they teach us to be God-fearing. So out of the 10, 8 is in the church. 2, they will go to church, but they still haven't got serious yet to be in the church. So, you know, we tried our best. We're not perfect, but we tried. We have our differences, but we try to fix it, you know? Yeah. So that's how they grow. And if we have one, some we share it for everyone.
First, I'm going to speak on my aunt, Shirley Russell Richard. She would be the aunt we could go to whenever, like, somebody messed with us. She's our defender. She would be the one. I remember the first time when I got you to travel to Canada, she would say to me, you know what? Me would I love to see you, but me no want to see you stay where you're there. And she pray me up. She's going to be the prayer warrior. She's the one that's going to defend us. She got her back. For Dada growing up as, I'm going to give you a little piece of history on Dada. So I know the love that Dada had for us. I remember my sister and her friend tricked Dada that I fell in a pit toilet. If you know what a pit toilet is, something that you poop in. And when Dada came, Dada had a bucket, he had an axe, and he had a piece of rope. And as soon as he reached the gate, he fell and he was crying. And I saw, even though I was a little girl, I remember that I saw the love that Dada had for us. And as them said today, when they speak about the one mango that came, it's not just for the biological kids, it's for all of us, because this is a big yard. This is the biggest yard. When we want rude and get her from our mother, because our mother was a little bit more quiet, while our auntie would support us. This is where we're at. And the bird picking enough time and me pick the bird and fry the bird. So these two people are that leave a big impact on us, and they will surely miss. And we love Dada so much. And I'm telling you, when my biological auntie died, I felt it so bad. But when Dada passed, I'm telling you, it hit me really hard because I wasn't expecting it. But Dada, you'll always be missed. And whether we're blood, yes or no, you're our Dada. And when our parents passed up, you took up that bat and now you're gone. Who are going to take it up?
He was a legend for donkey racing, animals, cockfight, and everything. When I was younger, my grandfather would always, like, when he went out, do a donkey race or fight cocks and win, he would visit me in Bambalane because he lived up here and I live in Bambalane. He would visit me and say, my grandson, say a little thing here. And I said, grandfather, where you get this? And he might tell me, say, you win a donkey race or you win a cockfight. I'm very close to my grandfather, even though I didn't live with him. And I'm honored to be here. I'm also I was in training for the U.S. Army, and I got permission to come here. So for me, it's very special for me to be here. Because I wasn't sure at first if I was going to get the opportunity to come, and they allowed me to come. So for me to be here, it was an honor.
They have left legacies that will carry on forever. My grandmother, she was special to us in a way where nobody could touch her grandkids. My grandfather, now on the other hand, he was different. He was the fun person. He would teach us how to dance. He was the best person. Like, he would go to the bush and use a slingshot to shoot down birds, and with the donkey racing, cockfighting, or whatever. So those are the things that we learned from him. And it's just so much. But above all things, it's just the love that they taught us that we will bring forth and keep going on in their memory.
Another person speaking glowingly of the late Richards is the funeral director, Junior Brown, who prepared the couple for their respective send-offs. He recalled being a dear friend of Mrs. Richards.
She had requested that I do the funeral for her. And, I did it for her, and the husband as well. He was there with the wife and was my very good friend as well. And he had requested the same thing. There are persons who I'm very familiar with. Very much familiar. The family itself, I'm familiar with them.
Listen, man. How many Mr. Speaker, man?
When you come from real sauce, donkey, everything with a cockfight, a Jackie Ryman. Loose, loose. And I'm not moving say.
One of the things that stood out in relation to the individual funerals that the Richards couple got is the effort placed into the decor, predominantly red.
My mom was red and white, so that was outstanding too, you know, because they love red. Both parents love it. My father's like the most with the red. So we decided that we're going to go a little different from mom with him.
There was also a lot of red in the fashion worn by many members of the bereaved family.
We wanted to look a bit different from everybody else. You know what I mean? So most people wear this uniform as you see, but they wear the pants long. I cut mine short. You know what I mean? And he chose to put a little flavor in his. So everybody after the funeral and everything, they will talk about us. Yeah. The one with the short pants and the one with the frock.
Big gone.
Reporting from Crofts Hill, Clarendon, this is the Jamaica Beacon.